it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking NFL action here, heading out west. Seahawks at Rams. It's Masters Week, which means we have a nice little promo for you guys. Use the code MASTERS for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The Rams are favored -1.5. The total is 55.5, a high total there. But we know the Seahawks like to score points, and they also not a great defense up in Seattle. Seahawks are 6-2 against overall, 5-3 against the spread. We've got the Rams coming off a bye week, and the Seahawks are coming off a 44-34 loss to the Bills. We've got Dan Kaiser joining us to talk about this one. Dan, initial thoughts when it comes to Seahawks and Rams?
Yeah, I look at this. Both teams, to me, they're kind of like Jekyll and Hyde teams. I mean, Seattle looks really good when Wilson's on, but they've lost. I think they lost 2 of the last 3 when Wilson hasn't. Wilson has to be like perfect for Seattle to win. I mean, if he's not, if he's not because of their defense. If he's not 100%, if he turns the ball over, if he's not 100%, Seattle struggles. The Rams can look like their Super Bowl team, and then they can look like the Rams of last year. I mean, it's a hit or miss with them also. In this game, I'm going with the over in this game. Just for a couple of reasons. One, Seattle's defense, they're just terrible. I think the Rams would be able to run the ball on them. And if the Rams can the Rams have changed their offense under McVay. I think he's finally realized Goff's limitations. So he likes to run the ball. They're using the run a lot more. That Seattle defense gives up a lot of points. And the Rams can give Wilson trouble. But, the one thing about Wilson is he can escape. He will be able to elude Donald in that front four. And that just opens up big play opportunities for Metcalf and Lockett down the field. So I'm thinking, again, this is going to be another Seahawks game, another high-scoring game, and I think this will be a game that the Rams offense shows up, and I think it's going to be a nice wild shootout. Maybe the last team with the ball wins.
Seems to be the case for a lot of the Seahawks games that we've seen that script. Good news for the Rams is they're coming off a bye week, and for me, it seems like Jared Goff is a lot different quarterback when he's under pressure as opposed to when he has time to throw. And I think he'll probably have some time to throw here going against the Seahawks defense. So I think the Rams are going to look good here, but I just like the Seahawks getting points here. And especially when we talk about divisional dogs, it seems like divisional dog matchups are a little bit different than the other ones. And I'm trying to find a statistic that's backing me up, and I'm failing at finding it. But in general, I like playing divisional dogs when they're getting points, and especially the Seahawks. They've been good against the number, 5-3 against the spread, and just good overall, 6-2. And the Rams, we've got to look at their record. Of their 5 wins this season, 4 were over teams with losing records, and the other one was against the Bears, which I'm not putting them in the top tier by any means. So I think the Rams have had a bit of a softer schedule, and that's kind of why you see the record the way it is, and I like the Seahawks a little better here. Give me Russell Wilson and the Hawks +1.5.
Yeah, I do have I don't know who, somebody must have been looking at my notes, because I will have a play on this game also on this side up on Picks and Parlays also. But the one thing to look at in the Seattle, this will be their second game of back-to-back road games. I know they're only going to LA, but their last game was out in Buffalo, so it's that East Coast back to West Coast trip. At least they don't have to go back to the East Coast this week. So that's one thing to look at. But like I said, I think this is going to be a high scoring game. And I like the over.
Yeah, and I think it'd be different for me if this line flips and the Seahawks were favored. I know that's a super public play to pick the Seahawks. That's one of the teams that the public loves to play, but I just like the Hawks here, and I definitely like the over too. Last week it seemed like the over was almost too obvious in that Bills game, and it still hit it by a mile. So sometimes if a play looks obvious, don't doubt yourself. You might be right.
The public has to win sometime.
But that's going to do it for our Seahawks and Rams talk here on Picks and Parlays. As always, great stuff from Dan Kaiser. Dan, thanks for joining us.